thin. Take it away, boys.
All right, here we go. Group B time. Only 2 more games left to go. Once again, one more Erangel and then a Vikendi coming at you. So this plane path, a little less forgiving than the first one we saw today. This one's going to be more northerly based. We're starting out over Lipovka, heading over Razak, ended up over Georgia Pole. So once again, if you want to go south, and again, Primorsk, going to be a little bit more tricky to get to. Otherwise, a lot of the northern part of the map very much in play, of course. So keep an eye on what teams want to do here, as this one is bound to be a very, very tough fought map.
Yeah, it doesn't really get more competitive than this. We have brought all the national teams out here from many different regions coming in here, 16 of the best. So very excited. We talked a lot about the favorites, you know, RRQ, Athena, top eSports, very obvious choices. But how about some underdogs that you think might have a chance? I mean, Box Gaming was coming into the interview and they were just right from the get-go calling people out and saying, hey, you better be careful of Box Gaming. If you run into us, you are going to die. You think they have any chance in this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, SEA teams are generally pretty good. Oh, we're going to find ourselves a run over. That is going to be, for sure, our first kill. Hijira of EVOS, our Indonesia team, of course, trying to see if they can replicate the success of Bigatron from the fall split finals. And he is going to find himself a run over kill to start this one off.
Great start here as the circle way over towards the west. This time around, you'll notice that it's similar to the one that we had in game 1 of the entire day, but it's even more west and has more water on top of it and less of the military base. So again, we saw the MENA teams coming in here, the Middle Eastern, North African teams coming in, getting pretty aggressive on Erangel. I'm curious to see what these international teams will do and how they'll mix it up coming into this kind of circle.
Yes, you can see Box, that team you were just talking about, Valdez, they are splitting Yasnaya with ETG. This is the Korean team who got 15th at the PMCO Fall Split Finals. And there, of course, Korea is a region when you say esports, you think Korea immediately. That's the first country you think of, the country where it all started and where you and I actually reside, Valdez. So
yep.
we of course might have a little bit of bias much. Yes, thank you, Jason. So looking to see what they've got in the tank. Another team I'm looking for from that area is, of course, ARW, the all rejection team, which I find that name to be quite fascinating.
All rejection, and then you would think, okay, what is the W? Or maybe it's going to be ARG.
Yeah.
No, it's AR Gaming Wisteria.
Wisteria.
And then it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting, not what I was expecting.
It's a mouthful, to be sure. It's hard to say, but that whole region, of course, there's between them, you know, Japan, Korea, and China, there's a big rivalry there, right? That's something we should be talking about now with all these international teams. You know, we don't have 2 teams from the same country here. Everybody is from a different country, so there's a lot of international pride at stake, of course, the prize pool as well. So I kind of want to see if maybe some of those, you know, Eastern Asia teams kind of duke things out.
That is going to be a big question here, as beside going all the way over to this east side. The bridge looking to head south, as we do see. It looks like he's all alone. He's extremely low on health, and it didn't look like he had any meds or anything like that. So a bit of a rough start there.
Yeah, it looks like he might have taken some damage trying to get across that bridge, and it looked like a member of AR was going to try to get out there to maybe try to put some more damage into him, but they weren't able to quite catch up. So should be safe and sound, able to regroup with his team over at the military base. The other 3 already down there. It's going to be able to bring that UAS in. A little extra vehicle help as well, because, of course, you want to have those late game, build those vehicle barricades, get yourself some cover. That's the so important part of some of that mid to late game situations when you don't necessarily get a circle going your way and you need cover to build for yourself.
Absolutely, as we are taking a look here at, actually a little bit hard for me to see. No rage, okay, NR, in the lowercase. And just riding on up this hill here, looking to make it into the east side of the circle as we speak.
Yeah, they lost that member early on. They were the ones that had the unfortunate member get caught out there. So it is going to be an uphill battle for them, of course, with only 3 out of the 4. You always want to have all of them if you can, but sometimes things just don't go your way. You both try to go for a vehicle early on. whoever gets them first is has a really good chance of running the other person over, or they could try to get in the vehicle, but that's not a great idea as well, because the other person could just take off with you inside of it, keep your speed up, get somewhere to meet with the rest of your team who's already gotten guns, and then you're in trouble.
Got to be extremely careful about that. Just want to take a moment, as we do have the map on the screen, to see exactly where some of these teams we mentioned are heading. Top eSports right in the middle here. You guys can see their team number 1 in the blue. We had EVOS way out east, actually. And so they're going to be taking a little bit longer to get back into this one. We are taking a look here at Goskilla now, hailing from Kazakhstan, actually. So a lot of representation from around the world here. We'll see if they can do a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely one of the underdogs here, for sure. Keeping our eyes on them, seeing if they can maybe pull off some upsets here today, find themselves into that final day when we kind of reset everything, get the two groups matched together, and see how they fare against one another. And Unique and Kitsune is just going to back up here, try and keep that US safe. You're trying to find a position with that US to keep it so enemies can't shoot out the tires and basically make that vehicle worthless. Once those tires are gone, it becomes a very difficult vehicle to drive. It's also slower, so things become pretty tricky in that situation. And just gonna loot up for now. The circle is starting to close in, so a lot of teams that are outside of the circle are making their rotations a lot. Nobody in Yasnaya decided to fight. That's pretty typical. Yasnaya, you could split that up into 2, sometimes even 3, in terms of fair loot between the teams. And they didn't opt to duke it out, which is, I think, pretty typical. Early on, you're trying to get into that late game scenario with everybody up if possible. Now, you know, the nice thing about military base, EGC, you have nobody there. The sucky thing about military base is if you try to cross the bridge, sometimes people will wait for you and blow you up as you go. So let's see if they can make their way safely over to the main continent.
Yeah, seeing that as a Korean team, their name is Easy Game Chicken, as the EGC does shorten to there. As, you know, I feel like they're a team that's not going to go guns blazing into the center of the circle, whereas Top Esports could be a team that does do that. They're going to take their time. They're going to loot up one of the best places on the entire map and slowly make their way in and only take fights that are advantageous for them. So not really worried about their position just yet. We're taking a look here at Poo-Poo Man. Definitely one of the most unique names that we do have here.
You were just waiting for it.
Yeah.
He might not last too long. Zute's got a bit of an angle, wasn't able to land any shots, trying to come up and over the hill, see if he can catch a little bit of damage into Poo-Poo Man, but Poo-Poo Man is quick on the draw here, going to get away it up and over that hill, find himself a little bit of safety on the backside. With that buggy, you can kind of drive. The buggy's got a bit of friction on the tires, so you can drive pretty well off-road. And there you can see Box, who left Yasnaya. This time they're heading to the south of school, so they're going to be okay. Pretty safe transition along the side of this hill. There's quite a bit of cover to utilize, a lot of trees and other things, so you're pretty safe making this, coming through this way.
They have a couple of teams behind them, but that is just about it. And we all know that it's good to get into the circle and just look behind and try to gatekeep a little bit there. We did have another knock, as he does get taken out there. Lapis from ARW is going to be the first player dead from that Japanese squad.
All right, well, that is going to be one down. Not the start they wanted. EVOS, another team definitely got to keep our eye on. Another big name in PUBG Mobile eSports. They are coming through, and there is your second circle. Just going to kind of center up more or less here on the top of Gatka. Not much going on in terms of this one. A few teams might have to leave from the south and a few from the southeast there as well. EX probably going to make their way in a bit. But overall, I don't expect to see too much going on inside of the circle. Maybe somebody on the southeast side might bump heads a little bit on the southwest part of Pachinki there. But right now, ooh, okay. So those two are kind of close, but this isn't necessarily, you know, anything that could pop off right away. I mean, Unique, they do have a bit of an angle down on top of this from the roof. They're already set up there. You can see members of TES Tops trying to get on top of the roof themselves, having a little bit of trouble making that one go. It's a bit of a tricky jump.
Yeah, you can't be right up against the wall. You have to try to jump prior to it. So you can see that is what he is setting up here. It's not very successful so far. I wonder how many times. There we go. Nicely done. As Love is going to give some love to that building and just hold the top there in the middle of Gatka. Great positioning for top eSports.
Yep, utilize the tops of those roofs. You got to be careful. You got to watch your backside. But if you know kind of what's going on behind you, you can get on top of those, get tons of information, put some shots in other teams. And it's a really, really smart thing to be doing, especially when you're dead center of the circle like Tops is. Looks like they're going to be opting to play that kind of position. Little bit of a car compound here set up by Team Queso. As, ooh, RRQ Athena might have been thinking something similar. They might come over this hill, run right into them. They turn just to the last second, take a little bit of damage. So this one is not going to be a battle. Let's see if Hijira can find some damage with that DP, but he looks like he's just a bit behind.
Yeah, just a little bit there. Nicely done, just protecting the compound, as now we did have Orange in a little bit of trouble. TQ, you'll notice that these teams are not scared to take shots. They know how good it is to pick up kills. As we should mention again, 1 point per kill and 20 points for first place. So we actually did have a team earlier on today get 20 kills, or 22 kills even, and essentially eclipse the team that got first. So the kills are big, and all these teams so far are out here guns blazing.
Yeah, and at this point on this map, teams kind of know where the good spots are, right? Team Queso has taken a spot that is very valuable inside of this circle. It's pretty easy to defend. Again, you can see a lot of what's around you. So you're just going to shoot at stuff because people know you're there. People just kind of have an idea. Now, the reason RRQ rolled up there was they were hoping they could be the first ones there. They weren't. At that point, the jig is up there for Team Queso, so you might as well just start putting shots into stuff.
Curious to see exactly where EGC goes, our Korean team. They're heading directly up from the south here on a straight path towards Gatka so far, but as you guys can see, some compounds and some hills in the way, so not going to get out of hand with how aggressive they are. Bear still pretty far back there.
Yeah, but again, the circle is going to be moving in just a second. Right now you can see it's pretty eastern heavy just because, of course, this circle is west, so most teams have to come in from the east, and you don't want to risk traversing some parts of this terrain, and oh my, now we're going back east. So this is pretty nice here for a couple of these teams. Like Top still in it, of course, and then a few others in the middle there as well, like the Kazakhstan team, Go Skilla. They're right almost dead center, but there's, again, a lot of field in these circles.
Moves being made as well. It kind of looked like China and Korea were on a collision course there, as Top Esports was coming from the west and Korea from the south. But we're taking a look here at Go Skilla once again from Kazakhstan. Pretty happy with their position. It's right in the center of this circle, so they're not going to be moving anytime soon.
Yep, Red Cannons putting some shots at Team Queso, and C9 as well, putting some damage in there. So trying to see if they can punish Queso for making this rotation, but they are going to find the north end, what I like to call the chopsticks there. At first, when I first looked at the map, I thought these might be airport runway strips.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're just like, you know, drainage ditches. That's my story about that location.
It's good cover, right? I mean, they're going to set it up and even get cars in position to just cover their backs so they can sit in that little ditch there and control a pretty good spot here on the map.
And if you're really confident in your shooting abilities, you can fan out down the entire line of those chopsticks and cover a ton of ground, get some information, and it's pretty easy to defend because your head is never going to pop up unless you want it to. So it's a pretty safe way to cover a lot of ground and keep teams from rotating across you, or at least if they do, you kind of have a good idea of where they're going.
Taking another look here at No Rage, it looks like they have some eyes there on Team Box Gaming. And, well, Lewis coming on in here. He's going to drive north, so the other two allies just going to stick around here for now and not move too much. It looks like they want to get some kind of surround as the first grenade is going to come in and pick up a kill.
I wonder how much Box realizes they have No Rage completely blocked in here. No Rage is surrounded on all sides, and exactly why. They've got smokes coming up. They need to defend this position. Look at this, another knock already. Loki trying to come around the corner with the M16. See if he can finish off Helios. A little bit more damage, and now Box knows that this is real bad here for No Rage. A lot of damage coming through. The grenades are in there, and in fact, that is going to be No Rage down.
taken out here as our first team eliminated, unfortunately, as they were from Germany. So pour one out there for your boys from Germany. But we'll take a look. I mean, you'll notice that even though we are here in a third circle, we haven't really had too many teams going out just yet. I mean, there's 59 guys still alive on the map.
Yeah, not too surprising. You might see a team go out early on, but this hard shift is going to make things a little more interesting. That eastern side of that circle is going to be dicey. It is very exposed. Those chopsticks that I was talking about on the southeastern part of the circle are going to be very, very valuable for a while. That compound that Top Esports has as well can be very powerful to try to control some of that situation if you can catch some of those teams in transition. Unique there is moving on up. They have the center position. They have Gatka, and that is definitely where you would like to be right now.
Good start for them as one of the members here from Elementrix is going to go down. Junior taken out here from the side by Entity Gaming from India. So getting on up there, Poopaman losing one of his allies so far.
Yeah, Entity got to be one of the favorites coming into this, 5th at the PMCO Fall Split Grand Final. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with. TQ still trying to hold down the northern part of the chopsticks, and now Box has moved up and over after dusting No Rage. They are coming in, and those grenades, they can funnel into this circle pretty nicely, and it does a bit of damage there to Marco and Axial. They aren't down, but they are weakened. So if you can get these grenades to roll in on right, you can start getting some knocks and potentially try to push up over that hill. Some counter grenades coming through though, getting Box to back off, getting them to move their vehicles back, trying to keep them safe, trying to keep them out of grenade range.
Yeah, very curious to see how Box is going to attack that position, but once again, over to Gonzo here, who is going way up towards that northwest position. Doesn't look like he has too many friendlies with him. He's all alone up here, and he's getting shot. Not looking good for Gonzo.
Yeah, he's going to have to prone. He took a bit of damage, and he's trying to be the scout for his team, trying to find a way to get in on the western part of the circle, but he is going to find one knock there. It's going to be Zessi. Here comes a run over. Solke is down as well. Nicola pushing through here. He should be able to finish this off. No, he's getting backed off, taking a ton of damage. He gets knocked himself from side. There is a lot of teams fighting over here. EGC from the south putting in a bunch of damage. A nice attempt here by Goskilla, but it goes sideways because of the angle that EGC has.
Yeah, I like the idea at first, but you can't do that when there's this many teams left available. I mean, you're going to be shot from multiple angles. That's exactly what happened there. But I do like their ability to get back up on their feet. Not going to go down without a fight rezzing in the smoke.
Wow, this is really aggressive stuff here from Goskilla. I might have been tempted to just back off of this one, but a really nice job by them to get the smokes down, cover the angle so EGC can't see them, and push on through. At least get into the circle for now. They really need to bust into this compound that the Japanese team has above them. ARW is only 3 strong, and it is the better position. If they can get up and in there, they should be safe-ish for a little while, and you can see they're trying to push up. That is going to be one knock. Mateo does get the knock and the flush on the Nicola. So now 3 is more shots coming in once again from EGC. You can see EGC just knows if they keep putting shots into this smoke, they can keep getting knocks.
Hey, take a look at the health bars there, as we will also take a look at the circle down towards the bottom side. Your chopsticks finally going to be pushed away from that circle, but still a decent amount of cover on the outsides. The middle, though, very field heavy. We'll see who is going to make that first play.
Yeah, and this really stinks here for Goskilla. You don't want to blow up these vehicles that early, but they have no choice. They need to make static cover because they're basically out of smokes. It would have been nice if they had some smokes to get up on top of the hill so they could have pushed onto AR, but now the circle has gone south like you were talking about. They're no longer in it. Box still in a fight, but now here comes RRQ Athena. There is tons of damage being done. Box is very, very weak. If that grenade is on the mark, that could be some more. Yes, that is going to be one down. Another knock. This is a great push from RRQ Athena. All right, D2E, he does get knocked himself. Senior and Ernie trying to back him up, seeing if they can get the res. And Box, they do finish them off. A great push here by RRQ.
Yeah, D2E a little bit unlucky there with the weapon swap, but you do like to highlight that push. Fantastic timing there from RRQ, but now VIP in a bit of trouble, trying to fight them off. Top eSports now actually being knocked a bunch.
What in the world? There are 4 teams here. Queso, Top, VIP, Red Cannons, all here, all fighting for this position. Of course, it is an amazing spot in the circle, and it is on the southeast part where so many teams were. VIP is in here. Tons of damage being done. They do get the knock onto members. Oh my gosh, everybody is taking everybody down. This is absolute chaos. The Cannons so far are holding out the best.
Yeah, looking pretty good for them as Elementric's trying to make their way now into the mix. Taking out a bunch of low members. Maxon gonna go down.
Yeah, okay, EX comes through here. They do find themselves, despite losing Junior early, because they found the benefit of being the late party to this massive, massive fight. Ooh, but Ben V has a smoke down. This could be tricky. Does he know that Dragon is in front of him there? Excuse me, Dragny, and I don't know. Ben V's just waiting. He's got some heals. He should be maybe doing one more bandage there to see if he can get a little bit more health going, and he hasn't moved. I'm not sure if the members of Elementrix know he's there. The smoke is there, so I assume they suspect something could still be up. You can see they're being very patient about this.
Yeah, very slow, trying to get on top of Ben V here. Not going to let this one go down. They're not going to let any of their members go down when it's 3-on-1. They do also have to deal with TQ and Top Esports over there. Team Queso trying to take down Kisker by himself in the building.
All right, still, okay, finally Ben V is cleared out of there, and we are going to see another circle. It goes way up north, so Gonzo has found his way somehow into the middle of this circle in all of this chaos for Goskilla, the last surviving member for them. And right next to that, so it's going to give away his position a bit. Queso's going to do some running and gunning, because they're going to try to find a way up and into this circle early, which is, again, another field finish here, Valdez. And, oh, yep, there's Top Esports down. So maybe your favorite coming into this one goes down very early in 10th place.
10th place going to be way earlier than we expected for Top Esports. But Team Queso, look at the guts on them, just making a mad dash into the middle of the field. They find one rock. They have a couple of vehicles. If they can set up a little box there, they're going to be A-okay to move into the final rounds.
All right, C9, 4 strong, unique up on the side there. Zute gonna have to push through. Got that micro Uzi. There's 4 in this building. The circle making its way towards them. They have a little bit of time, but it's going to be a fight between them and the Russian team, Team Unique. As the Unique have, ooh, Kitsune is gonna get knocked here by Uneven. Uneven's coming through that circle once again right behind them. Old Boy does just opt to go for the res. Some grenades coming up and over. Seeing if they can find some more damage in there. And there is going to be Pyrrha getting taken down here by Rogue. So he gets flushed out, and C9 is looking a little out of sorts now, but now they've got Unique dead to rights. 3 are stuck behind this corner. There is only 1 member left. Yasha has pushed out far ahead, but a grenade or something. Yes, indeed, a grenade from Yasha. Can Yasha do this? Yes, indeed. It looks like Yasha is going to pick himself up some big kills and keep Unique's hopes alive.
That is just unbelievable, especially because he kept one of his allies alive with him. It looked like there towards the end. Might have died as he was knocked, but an incredible play going over to the side of Team Unique.
Man, this is awesome. We get to see these prone players with these DPs just outdueling everybody. In the back end, Queso is going down, so that's a bit disappointing for them. They still had 4 strong, looking like they were going to try to take an aggressive early center circle, but sometimes that doesn't pay off in these field circles. It's really hard because a bunch of teams come up behind you and just kind of, there isn't a lot of cover to work with. Fox from EVOS is in the smoke with 4 members of EGC who have fanned out along the western edge.
We weren't sure exactly what to expect from this Korean squad EGC, but they have shown a very strategic, fun style here. I did curse one of them as Foxy is going to take out that first knock here in the middle.
Yeah, and then Foxy goes down himself. Now we're finding another, oh my goodness. We're going over to these. This has been back and forth, back and forth. Anybody who seems to go center circle is not faring very well for it. Foxy's trying to crawl away, seeing if he can get anything going because EGC is opting to go for the revive. Ooh, a grenade right in the front of this. Almost gets B-side there. And you can see back behind them. There is one member left, that Lovin there from the football team.
Take a look here at RRQ. We haven't seen them too much after their earlier success. Looks like they're 3 strong, as EGC, kind of a questionable decision not to shoot him on his way out, as Foxy was going for getting rezzed here. He is now by Hizra, and they're in the smoke, so EVOS not out of this one just yet. Great position in the circle.
How is Gonzo still doing this? Like, people have to know he's there. That buggy is a clear dead giveaway that somebody is sitting in that spot, but nobody's been able to push through. Again, field circles make it hard to move forward. EVOS, Foxy, you're right. They didn't punish this. They are potentially going to get the revive here if there aren't any more grenades. Bear does have that AWM available with that ghillie suit, so he's going to be even harder to spot. As, yep, well, there's that revive. Hydra is able to come back and get his teammate back. So I think that is a bit of a misplay here by EGC. Definitely should have been able to finish and capitalize on that. You can see Levizin is in the back once again. All right, here we go, RRQ. It is going to be G9 finding B-side. So now EGC might be paying a little bit. They tried to flank out wide, and it's going to be RRQ who's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, EGC definitely an interesting kind of set of plays, and RRQ taking advantage of that right now, and even Gonzo is just racking up the kills for his team in the middle, as you did mention him. Finally, Yasha looks like is going to be taken out nearly. Does get knocked there by Ernie on this side of the map.
Yeah, Ernie will be finishing him off, and Unique Yasha with a nice job keeping his team alive, getting a 6th place finish, eking out as many points as he can. Finally, Levizin is found out there, so Footballist, they are going to be taken down, and Ernie's just spraying through whatever. He knows there's quite a few players still alive in this lobby, so there's going to be a lot of snakes in the grass. No reason not to see if he can find anything for his team. Bear has some bandages left, but he is just opting to stand still, because if you do the bandage animation, you might get spotted out as you're moving around.
Yeah, he's the only one left available for EGC as well, so he can't really afford to get spotted out here. He's just going to play it extremely passively. Try to get, 4th or 3rd place in this one, not necessarily going for the kills, so we'll see what he can do. Finally going to use that bandage here.
There he goes. Yeah, now he feels safe enough to try to pull it off, and probably should be okay. Ernie's crawling up and forward, so this one's going to be a bit slow now, because we're waiting for the circle to close, and then all these players trying to just find any kind of bush or tall grass to put themselves down in. See, Bear is now crawling forward. He's got Gonzo up there. Is Gonzo going to continue to just defend the center position circle very, very well? Fox takes a bit of damage. I think Bear might have found him out. Yes, indeed. Bear with a really nice shot with that AWM. He can't get that last shot to go, and he doesn't quite finish that kill onto Foxy. So that's it was a really nice shot to begin with, but now Bear's going to get taken down by Gonzo.
He does end up getting Fox in the end, but that was damn close. Really had a hard time finishing him off there, so makes it a lot harder here for EVOS, who only has Hizra all alone on the west side of this circle.
All right, there is Poople Man crawling through, surviving for Elementrix. Gonzo is a one-man wrecking crew. Finally, because he has to stand up to pick up that kill, gets found out by Ernie. Ernie's going to pick up one more. Can he get another? Poople Man stands up. Poople Man gets right back down, knowing full well that that cannot go well. Ernie goes down, and that is a big, big win for Elementrix.
Yeah, you take a look. They did not have that many kills, but the way they played it out, got to really hand it to them. We weren't